Hey man, I had to make this last video. This is gonna be my real last video after a story I just heard. I think the people in the government are sick, and I think they're working with sick people that's coming up with viruses to kill people and infections. And I don't think it's all the people in the government. I think the people that's upright, that knows about star charts, astrology, constellations, out stars being the outer intellect of the planet, the atmosphere, knowing about current reality, current in the vibrational current of anatomy when it comes to structure and value and other things in life are educated precisely because they were supposed to be educated. And then you had monsters that was developed through paradigm of time of children and other people that's having the wrong intercourse that wants to end people of historical events, people the reason of dignity, legacies, and lineages, people of mythology, people of metaphysics, people of physics, of the physical education. Because listen to this. I was listening to a story of a girl that came up with a virus that would kill a person's glowing eyes. Like you see, when I was making sandwich chips, right? When I first started making it, of my awakening, because not only the 10 astrological jewel empresses are my wives, I'm also the golden emperor of all space. Now, my anatomy is gold. As you can see, my anatomy is real gold. I'm the real Ra. I'm also of light, so it's of the sun. So my eyes give off a yellow light sometimes when you put cameras to it, of rays of the sun and then rays of the atmosphere, so I could be able to know what's going on within the earth. I could keep myself humble and safe, while a part of myself is out. A part of myself is heats up the earth for vegetation, and for people could be able to be nurtured in their different social economics, for they can eat and have enough survival, purifying the heating certain temperatures, purifying certain things, and the outer intellect of the anatomy could vibrate while I'm in the earth, for people could be able to refine, and people could be able to have an inkling of the reason of their existence and of their social education. Now my eyes give off, like, at times in the past, at certain times, a glowing yellow light. Now I'm also the golden emperor, meaning of gold, the reason of habitation. Even certain things in physics show the reason of social economics. Like, I had to pay the social economic system in a form of metaphysics, so it can have a physical payment in the physical reality of gold, of refinement through time, and people wear gold. Now, this is the funniest thing. I heard a story about a girl that came up with some vent. Now, you don't. Another person doesn't know about natural current of reality. I heard this girl came up with some venom to kill individuals because she wants to put it down for good. Because you have some girls that's suicidal in life, that was formed through wrong neural activity connecting with other people's neural activity, that is the vitalness of the astrological or celestial empress nervous system, or beyond highest quantum mega super astrological celestial and celestial inner celestial, outer celestial, inner celestial. Is just the same thing in order as I just said, but for others, even highest quantum mega. But anyway, you had you have people that connect the wrong nervous system, that causes bacteria, viruses, diseases, because they were not meant to mate in the physical reality. And so social history shows you this: the reason of communism, the reason of segregation, the reason of a lot of forms of different reality, for individuals to learn the reason of their social habitation, so they could be able to refine. Now, you had somebody right now was marking this video a certain type of way digitally, and I seen it a certain type of way just now, even as I speak. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just gonna be real. You have certain people, certain scientists, certain girls that had certain children, certain girls that infiltrated the social economic system of social habitation of honor to try to cause a population to govern. A population is like a sickness. That's how I look at it. But I'm just gonna tell you, you can believe me or not. There's reasons. There's a population, meaning a percentage of certain realities around a certain type of way in social settings, and I also use it cryptically, meaning that you have a sickness with other individuals that try to gather together to cause governing to turn out the government and then cause the end of the world, because their mentality started world wars, went against education because things were right for certain people and wasn't right for them, and they didn't fall into the certain category or bracket, and then next thing you know, they feel outraged about the situation, they're mad, and then they secretly lash out. When you do DNA testing after they find out something, they secretly lash out at people and become terrorists. And this is why the reason of terrorism. You learn about people being terrorists because they're not people of the natural habitation or natural orientation of order of certain things, and then they get mad at because other people, and they can't advance a certain type of way because they cause too much dramatic experience or trauma to individuals' humane condition of humanity, of social equality of the future. Now, you have a story I was listening to. A girl came up with a vaccine, which was a virus to kill individuals, to put people down because she lacks the intelligence or understanding about certain things, and then she wants to learn about people's secrecy, so she came up with a vaccine to kill people. So it's like a known terrorist with a bomb, how can I say this? A bomb button that's walking around. If she doesn't get her way and learn about certain people's secrecy, then she kills certain people because she knows that's the only way that she could get even currency or from a funding or some type of survival to certain points of existence to the future. Now, that is wrong, because now you have people that's literally viruses, diseases. Those are the viruses are literally that do that. People that do that. Viruses, sicknesses, and diseases of individuals that don't understand the humanity of social economics, of the reason of ancient and historical events, and then they're mad, and then other people that had the wrong neural activity in their brain, having sex with the wrong intentions, forming a monster in a paradigm. And then you had even people that gave up on their life, reconditioning people in a paradigm that caused certain type of intent because they wasn't watching the humane condition during the time of reconditioning their legacy and lineage of humanity or stars or you can't recondition a star, but cause a fall of stars, and then on top of it reconditioning because certain traumatic events of a person putting on a certain type of weight of certain other individuals or certain things when it comes to the humane condition of health of individuals, learning the reason why of their humanity in the physical reality. Now, if you have these girls and certain guys that's mad, that's certain people's children, because you know how some people that they're born with money, and then they're funded a certain type of way through time, and then their parents give them money, and then they go out because they don't understand what's going on in life. They go out and then they just fuck up the world even more than what it is, and they cause devastation to their parent, and they cause even the start out of intellect to even come down at time, and then they're a risk to the outer intellect, because the reason of the outer intellect is the reason of the intent of the intellect of the brain at the time to keep the legacy and lineage or bloodline surviving through the paradigm of time and causing a fall or causing a vital or detrimental or trauma experience happening to them that endangers their life and that makes the situation and conditions worse in the paradigm of time as historical events continue to the future. Now, you have certain children. I was listening to this girl. Her name was they used her name as Sarah in the story, but the funniest thing happened when I was listening to that she came up with some type of tranquilizer that stops the transformation of certain type of higher beings when they're learning about the democratic habitation of social habitation. Now, there's a difference even with me because I'm literally gold. And I'm more of a public, but a person has me living at a low standard so they can manipulate the physical form of going after my passion or going after the things I love and the things I'm supposed to be doing because they created dangers so they can manipulate the social economics of the hierarchy so they could be able to put their impressions, their false impressions on individuals, just to destroy individuals of other social habitation and communities and social luxury living or social enrichmentship of the physical reality. Now, you have this girl came up with a vaccine labeling people a certain type of way because she only seen certain things of individuals a certain type of way that is known when you've seen it in other movies, because you can have like trillions of stars that give off a yellow light, and they're all different type of stars because they form different astrology, different constellations at the time, but it is from a array of coloring of the reason of the social universe, solar system, or galaxy at the time. Now, because at the time of the gathering, it gives off a light for the Empress to be able to manifest in a physical reality, in a physical form, so she could educate or have loving time or quality with a social habitation. But then you have individuals or empresses that go off because of other people's inner intent of their planet that do the wrong thing that causes her to go off, and when she has to correct herself, if it's too enormous, she could get lost within herself, and then next thing you know, it's like a fallen planets, fallen stars, and then next thing you know, it is a conditioning of the physical realities to certain other people. Now, I'm just gonna be real. Now, I give off a golden glow in my eyes, which comes off yellow, orange at a time, green or blue, or even sometimes a pinkish color or a sky blue color, or even a form of a white color or grayish color sometimes when I make recordings. If I turn off the lights for you can see the glare, but I don't want individuals to see, because a person that's not educated doesn't know about it, and then they cause violation of people's secrecy when they're not supposed to, and then they can make situations even worse than what it is, because their mental and the way they're moving is as a bacteria, literally a bacteria, a virus, or infection, or a disease in the physical reality. Now, if you have people that don't understand the reason of people's star charts, zodiac, astrology, constellations, or the reason of a celestial being, inner celestial being, and celestial being, or inner and celestial, or telestial, astrological, a super mega quantum highest, then if you have people that don't understand, that is not meant for them to learn about the situations of sacredcy, because they're idiots when it comes to the physical reality, because they're already viruses, because they're already you listen, it's like the laws of attraction. If you have people doing certain things to cause even more detrimental situations, and it's not of regard, then is even worse, because you have people that infiltrated the CIA, made movies about infiltration of CIA, Federal Bureau, and certain other things. Certain movies wasn't even movies; it was real, because you have real known terrorists that had such a backing, and they're so mad at certain situations that they cause these events. And then you had individuals of social setting groups that was supposed to be maintained through the paradigm of time of showing the physical reality of certain things, so individuals could know the difference. But then you have people that's mad at people's habitation that didn't know the reason. This is why you have like rays or lenses that's even different color even at times, that shows you these things for individuals could be able to know the difference of their readings when they come to their humanity and social habitation, so they could be able to read the humidity of certain things that's going on even for regard. But when you have people that doesn't understand certain things and they go after innocent people, or they go after a person, like say for me for instance, then they don't understand. And I've done summed up everything through historical events, history, and even in the paradigm of time, and still educated you, telling you about the reality of individuals, social star chart tree, legacy, lineage, bloodline. And then you have people that's trying to go after certain things like that, or trying to interfere, or trying to cause marriages to get in certain families, knowing that they work for a certain certain government, a certain branch in the government, and then they want to infiltrate somebody's secrecy to put somebody down, like social terrorism through time, that's trying to infiltrate people's secrecies and just to cause a collapse, or trying to irritate the nervous system for another person could learn, or from another star chart or another social legacy, lineage, or bloodline, so they could do their martial art blow or their vital blow at a time from the past to now, so it matches up. So it matches up in the paradigm to certain things that they did, because they're trying to kill an empress or put down certain individuals that's giving them competition, or a person that's higher than them in the hierarchy that they don't want to be under in the hierarchy, and then next causing the collapse of their of their social honors, of the reason of their education. Then you have a problem on your hands when you have those type of people, because their neuroactivity of their brain already went off. They probably already broke the oath of honor when it came to empress, and then if a person breaks an oath of honor to an empress, what do you think they're gonna do in physics? It's just like Rags Edge Bleeding Shield. The Empress almost tried to drive me crazy in the spiritual realm, and I had to call them forth. And they were astrological Empress. I had to call them forth in the physical reality and had to stop them, because the fact is they're already doing wrong to other people's star charts, trying to mingle and get their blood in other people's star charts and causing diseases, viruses, infections, because they were fucking up people's purity and messing up their anatomy to their matter, and causing them to be confused, people being confused in a paradigm of time, so they could be able to, some people wouldn't be able to continue if I didn't call them out, because the way they were going about their situation, and the individual had he was like raping girls, doing other things that he wasn't supposed to do in the physical reality. And then on top of it, because him being the only sibling, because you got to know the reason of the historical event, of the reason of their social habitation, because their mothers failed in the education and they were still around, because the 10 astrological Jew empresses used them as a defense mechanism, as if somebody was getting too close to their secrecy, that they would stop them. But she couldn't do that no more, because they went too far, and then she was messing up their habitation to their manifestation and ever in a paradigm of time, and messing up the future technology that individuals had, that was causing a collapse, that was causing a disarray or disorientation to other individuals, causing them to do criminal acts and other things. So it had to been stopped, because other people was going, when they learned about the Empress and they got to a point, they learned about Rags Edge Bleeding Shield. That was like an easy mechanism to compete against the real Empress, of the reason they were learning their education. And then next thing you know, trying to cause traumatic experiences of the physical reality. So it had to be maintained even in the paradigm of time. So I called my wives forth and I stopped them, because the agreement with my wives, I see them what they was doing to my wives in the overall, and there was more of the majority of them than the few of them. So I had to make a decision about the situation, and I did it. So I called them forth and I stopped them. So you had individuals, and then they turned around and started teaching sacred science of sacred metaphysics to other individuals that wasn't of the star chart, and trying to cause the fall of the star chart. This is the same thing that happened, pardon me, this is the same thing that happened with the Mings. This is the same thing that happened with other star chart. This is the same thing that happened with other people in the paradigm of time. So I had to stop those four before it caused too much of a disorientation and a high orientation of anatomy to other people's social economic system of enrichment before it caused even more devastation even in the future, and there wouldn't be no future equality. So now I had to make sure about this. But when you have viruses, infections, or people coming up with vaccines to kill people, because some of my wives were reconditioned in the paradigm of time, then they come in like little assassins that wants to still do the wrong thing, that got caught up from doing the wrong thing before, turned around, still tried to do the wrong thing, and then you had other family members hunting them in a paradigm of time and then trying to come after them to stop them and watching their behavior and seeing the choices that they were making was wrong, and then had to risk their lives all over again in the paradigm just to try to handle or condition the situation. Now you have people in the paradigm of time that already did wrong, and I'm giving off a blue glare, a grayish glare of certain colorings that I told you about a certain type of way. Now you have people, because I'm also Energy's dad. Not only that, I'm Captain Planet's father. So not only the individuals, I'm the Aurora's husband, the Aurora Staurialis. I'm the Aurora's real husband. So my eyes give different colors even at a time. But you had a person that wanted to interfere in a star chart, that wanted to go into sacredcy and get things of enrichment they weren't supposed to, and then causing the cheating of the habitation, because everybody in the legacy and lineage was fair and pretty and sexy. They weren't looking like a person that you look like you'd be turned off. Once you see that, that's causing low current to anatomy, and then causing to distinguish the reason of light, distinguish the reason of the matter. So you have to know the difference of the physical reality of social education. So you have people that seen a golden light in my eyes and was scared because they said, "Oh, he's something in this golden light. He could do this." Yes, I could do certain things because I'm meant for it. You're not meant for it because I'm meant to go back up and to do the things I'm supposed to do. The reason of the original order of habitation in life, to do certain things for my life. But when you have people stagnating, trying to get into the sacredcy to understand the sacred science or sacred or social sacredcy of other people's social habitation, then you're wrong, because that means you're a bacteria, a virus, infection, disease. The reason of the education teaching you about this when it came to the humane condition, that you actually see it vibrating in a lot of cellular structure that generates a form of matter, and you get to see so forth the mentality and the actual disease in the physical reality that tries to manipulate the physical form, that tries to cause the death of people that's innocent and enrichment of equality, because other people don't understand. They haven't seen certain things, how certain things was in the paradigm of time in the past till now. And then you have people that just at part times to give you certain technologies, certain forms of education for individual to learn about their higher light and their higher being, so they can elevate to the higher reality. I'm the reason that you have a blue sky. Now, if this earth sky almost went out, I had to give the earth a blue sky just to be able to survive. Listen, if you have people that's violating the sacredcy of individuals, trying to kill innocent people with vaccines and viruses, then they're the virus and bacteria infection. You need to check those type of mentalities and those type of people, because education been around longer than them, and it is a shame to see a person with a mentality in the hierarchy or moving as a form of a hierarchy in the social habitations of honor at times, trying to govern situations that will cause the end of their own reality, no matter what legacy and lineage they came from. Now, I'm being real, or bloodline. Now, I'm just being real because other things that's going on even in time. I'm gonna just tell you just like this. You have people that did certain things, far as, getting mad at certain people, did certain martial arts, or caused individuals to fall because of their physical their physical sexual nature or their sacred adulterous acts in the paradigm, and other people's trying to cover it up. It's just like I came up with some equality ideas. Another person figured that was the reasons that was gonna drive my passion to go back up, and then they went after my ideas to mess up certain families. Because if they did it to me, if you do it to a person of honesty, what would you do to other people? So this shows you the type of mentality that they have, and it's like a hidden disease or a hidden virus amongst people that's living that's gonna cause the fall of other people. Now, I'm just gonna be real. When you have certain things a certain type of way in life, and then they're around people, then I don't know what to tell you. I really don't know what to tell you. Shame on you for doing what you did, and shame on you for it going so far and trying to go after innocent people, or trying to be cryptic and verbal etiquette to cause the fall of innocent people, or the fall of humanity, of or creation, even at a time. That's already going too far. Like, I had my caretakers, they spoke about, I was listening to another thing speaking about Israel, Palestine, and the Jewish people, and Italy. I was listening to this ad, and then this person said, "Oh, the Palestine was formed so and so," because you got to remember there was people of value, and they were living even in Israel, even at the time, and they came from a certain social setting where there wasn't a certain type of humane condition in the physical reality, what certain Palestinian sets, or in life, a certain type of way that formed them a certain type of way, because other people habitation, they had to watch what was causing their reality. And as their star chart or their intellect grew, the empress grew points back of her physical reality, and then her sacredcy was forming in certain sacred ways or certain other things, and then other individual sexual impulses. Because I'm the real Zeus, if you don't want to believe me or not, but sexual impulses growing a certain type of way, and then certain settings of the humane condition of the empress, of the inner points of enlightenment that was reconditioned and destroyed, was back a certain type of way, and so her anatomy was vibrating to certain things of existence of her inner point. It's a real high sacred science. I'm not even going to explain it to you, because other people of ignorance that doesn't know is not meant for you to know, and I'm not going to tell you because it's not meant for you to know. It's only meant for people that's educated to know. So when you have those type of people going after innocent people that wants to, because a difference of reality, because they're not the same, and they're scared. If you're scared, it's because another person's reacting to a same way of the mentality that caused certain legacy and lineages to go dormant and dull in the physical reality, that caused the end of their habitation, of their social honors, even in the paradigm. And then the social reconditioning must have survived in a little certain sacred sect, and then caused certain things. It's just like what happened with the Germans and the Jews, when individuals had to explain to them, if you keep those people will give you disease, because they compressed anatomy in your basement, or you hide in them, and they're gonna cause a sickness. They have to be separated for you can learn the reason of your social economics, to know who you are according to your anatomy, and to regard yourself, so you could know the reason of your education without other people upsetting the physical reality. It's the same. Situations like that happen all through the paradigm of time before. So it was nothing just to put it back in its original orientation for its order, for the honors could be able to excel and elevate to the future equality, so life could go on. But when you have people that see certain things and they're scared, and then they get in a certain social sect of the government, and then they want to put things down. If you have somebody going after me, I have a real legacy and lineage. I'm the real Ra. I'm the head of all social star charts of all solar systems, galaxies, and universe. And you have somebody coming out. Do you know what you're really doing? Like, It's just like you read Revelations and you wondering why it spread so far, because it was meant to tell you a message that you might have at a time. A person, as a real parent, a person has to come down and deal with the situation a certain type of way, and has to be in for you can see the innocence of an individual when you see a person doing wrong, so you can correct it and learn what it is to be a parent or a guardian or an elder even at the time, so people won't do certain things and won't upset if, so as you learn for certain people that's meant to learn, and those that's not meant to learn, so you could correct it for they don't cause the more devastation that they probably already caused in the paradigm of time. I have nothing else to say. You know, it was kind of sad even hearing that type of story, because that means you have people that's positioned into the high places that they're not supposed to be in, and they probably did it off of somebody else's back, or probably went after other people's passion. So, like I said, you know, going after somebody's passion to the things that they love to do and helping people, the real love that other people were supposed to get, they're getting false love that causes the end of legacies and lineages and bloodlines. So, matter of fact, if you have those people out there doing that, then they're already wrong, because another person is supposed to be experiencing the enrichment of emotions of life, so a person could be back to the way they're supposed to be, instead of falsehood being implanted there that's going to cause individuals to be dormant and dull and cause the collapse of legacy and lineages and bloodlines in the paradigm of time of future equality. That's all I have to say. You better be careful with other people, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm a man that's supposed to be real and rich, and then you have a person that doesn't even understand my anatomy because I was given off a golden light in my eyes. A person was scared. My anatomy is gold. I give that you better go read Green Lantern about the yellow light. Yo, listen, I have nothing else to say. I feel sorry for certain individuals with the stupidity that you have walking around amongst you and next to you, that will cause the end of your social happiness because they're manipulation. You better correct your own situation, loved one. That's all I can say, man.